What's up, YouTube? It's me, the Home Cook Hero, back with a new video, y'all. And today I'm making one of my favorite childhood classics, meatloaf with this sweet ketchup glaze, y'all. I took this meatloaf from looking like this to looking like this, y'all. So if you are into it, sit back, let's go. Alright, y'all, so now to about 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm adding in some diced up white onion, some red bell pepper, about 3 to 4 cloves of minced garlic, pepper, some Cajun seasoning, which is my all-purpose seasoning, some W sauce, Worcestershire sauce, also adding in some breadcrumbs, and y'all know that soaks up the moisture that I'm going to add in a second. And I'm also going in with some mustard because I just love the tanginess from mustard, and the ketchup as well, just to like play off of that sauce that we're going to put over the top. I'm going in with some half and half, just a splash of that, and I'm also going in with 3 eggs because if you looked at my meatballs video, the eggs definitely bind the mixture all together. And I'm going in with some salt to flavor it up, and I'm going in with my favorite hot sauce, that Texas Pete, hotter than hot. And then, y'all, I'm just mixing everything up together, making sure that it's all combined. And then after that, we'll be ready to move it into our baking dish. So after I sprayed a little bit of nonstick spray, I'm just adding in the mixture to my medium-sized casserole dish. Just a little pro tip, I would suggest to not use kind of like one of those smaller, narrower like loaf pans, because once the juices start draining out, the meatloaf is basically going to like cook in its own juice, and it's not really going to give you the finished product you want. So I suggest using like a medium-sized casserole dish, and throughout the process, you're going to have to like drain some of that liquid out, which is what I'll talk about a little bit later. So before we put the meatloaf into the oven, we have to make that glaze that everybody loves on meatloaf. So I'm starting off with some ketchup. Again, like I said, check the description box below because all the measurements will be there. So yeah, starting off with some ketchup. After the ketchup, I'm going in with some crushed red chili flakes. Going in with some pepper. After that, some more W sauce, Worcestershire sauce, as my dad always says. After that, y'all, I'm going in with some brown sugar. This brown sugar is a little dry, but you know, it worked fine. So I basically had to crumble it in there. But after that, I'm going in with a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going in with some more of that Texas Pete, hotter than hot, y'all. And then after that, the last ingredient is an egg. No, I'm playing, y'all. I'm playing. No egg. No eggs in this part. No eggs in this part. But then y'all just want to mix everything all up together to make sure it's all combined. And then you want to just put about 1/3 of that glaze all over the top of the meatloaf. And you want to just make sure you reserve the other 2/3 because we'll take the meatloaf out the oven one time to drain it a little bit, to re-glaze it. And then we're going to put it back in, do the same thing, re-glaze it, and then take it out for the final time. And then put the last little bit of glaze and then put it in the oven on broil for a couple of minutes just so we can get nice and sticky. And y'all, I prefer to do it this way, putting the sauce on in increments because it'll really allow it to bake into the meatloaf as opposed to just putting it all at one time and then the sauce will basically just run off. So y'all, after about 20 minutes, this is what it's looking like. I just drained off any excess liquid that I didn't want. I suggest you do the same as well so the meatloaf doesn't bake into its own liquids. But then, you know, just put some more of that glaze on and put it back into the oven. This is what it's looking like. And if you look at the top of that meatloaf, you can definitely see that it is really cooking. Some of that steam is evaporating or coming out. And you can also see that just from the sides of the pan that I've been pouring out some of that liquid like I told y'all. Make sure you do that so you just don't have a whole lot of just meatloaf gravy in the bottom because you don't want that in this dish.
It sound right, boys.
For that, I'm placing it back in the oven for a couple of minutes on broil. Then when you take it out, this is what you have. Doesn't the meatloaf look so good? It looks so delicious. And I just put a little bit of parsley on the top just to bring out some of that color. And then after that, I was trying to figure out how I was actually going to cut this thing, if I was going to leave it in the pan or not. But I decided to just leave it in the pan. And I use this like little metal scraper thing that I use to like get up chopped veggies. And I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, this seemed like it'll work. So that's what I use to cut up the meatloaf. And yeah, y'all, just a last little shot of that meatloaf. So yeah, this is what the meatloaf is looking like. And I really enjoyed this meatloaf, y'all, for real. And I also serve this with the smothered cabbage that I made. I already have a video about that on my channel, so definitely check that out if you're interested. I grew up actually eating meatloaf and cabbage together all the time, and although the cabbage didn't have all the sausages and all that kind of stuff in it, it was more, you know, just straight up cabbage. But y'all, this combination is really good, and if you're interested, I suggest you check out that video and also try this combination out yourself. You know, you might like it, But y'all, this is just a little inside shot of that meatloaf. I'm sorry I did not get a shot of like the actual slice of meatloaf, y'all, But if you know any of my other videos, you know it was good, and you know it held together. You know it held together. But y'all, look back at that picture, because you'll see it held together. But y'all, I'm just putting on a little bit of ketchup on mine, because that is how I like to eat it, honestly. Just some extra ketchup at the end, y'all. But that's all I have for y'all today. If you enjoyed the video, definitely let me know down below in the comments. You can hit that like button, and you can even subscribe to the channel, y'all, for more videos just like this every single week. Alright, y'all. See y'all in the next video. Later.